Good morning, liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist Bob here for you with today's tropical update for Saturday, September 11, 2010. I'm watching two areas today of concern and interest. Of course, we have our tropical storm Igor, pretty close to a hurricane this morning. We've seen it really get itself together last night. This morning, it's there. It's fighting a little dry air. I'll show you that in a minute, but we have maximum sustained winds of 70 miles an hour, so pretty close to hurricane strength. Movement to the west at 21 miles an hour, and location 17.1 north, 37.8 west. So here it is, still pretty far away. You know, we still got about at least 4 or 5 days before it even gets close to the just north of the Leeward Islands here. But official forecast has hurricane, and then here it comes. Then it's going to start finding that weakness, and then off to the west-northwest, and then maybe eventually to the northwest, just like this. Official forecast has major hurricane out here. The intensity models have been wavering on that. I'll show you the latest GFDL really has not brought this up to major hurricane anymore. That could be due to two factors: a little bit of dry air, and also maybe some wind shear here that might come down from one of these troughs that'll be moving to its north. So we'll have to see how strong it actually does get. There is potential for this to be a very large and powerful hurricane right in here, but we've seen some wavering on the intensity, and you know how hard it is to forecast intensity with these systems. But again, track forecast has not changed much. You can see we're on the edge of the 5-day cone here by the Leeward Islands, and we've seen the track in the near term come just a little farther west, so that's kind of brought them into the cone just a little bit, but I'm still pretty confident this is going to go north of the islands. So here we go. Here's the latest satellite, and you can see, looked like it was really convection. Looks like it was going to wrap around, looked like an eye was going to form, and then this morning, kind of this northern part's gotten eaten away a little bit, and I'm pretty sure there's some dry air up in here doing that, and I'll show you that again on another view here in a moment. But again, very well defined storm, great outflow here. Again, just that north portion here kind of getting eaten away just a little bit. Here's the water vapor loop, and you can see here's a lot of that dry air just to its north, and that could be affecting this northern side here. You saw convection really blowing up last night, and it's kind of gotten eaten away a little bit now. Official forecast track, there we go. This is Invest 92L. I'll come back to that in a moment here. Shear with this system, you can see not much at all. This is going to be light shear, big upper ridge starting to build over it, so shear is not going to be a factor with Igor. The only thing that could be a factor again could be that dry air, which could affect it a little bit the next few days, and then later down the road, once it gets in here, we could have a little bit of southwesterly shear trying to nick it a little bit. So those will be our two factors on intensity, but Igor's not going away anytime soon. And if you look at here is that dry air, you know, just to the north. So this could be eaten away a little bit on its north side here. So here's our models. This is a bunch of our models all put together here, and then the consensus. And you can see everybody's still going to starting to curve this system right around 55 to 60 west, and then just this way. So again, my main thing with this storm is which side of Bermuda it goes on, and then again that'll have complications down the road as whether it might affect our friends in Canada. Anything a little west, anything at Bermuda or a little west could have effects along Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Anything east of Bermuda, then they're usually not affected. So that's what we're going to watch, and I think that's what it's really going to come down to. Again, East Coast, maybe give it 5% right now. I just don't see this getting all the way west and affecting the East Coast right now. Our friends in the islands here, still looking like it's going to go north. I can't really see it coming that far west. I just don't think this is going to affect you. I would give this maybe about a 15-20% chance if it can nick the northern Leeward Islands right now. But again, pretty confident on this track right now, and it's going to excuse me, it's going to come down to whether it's going to, how far east or west it's going to go to Bermuda right now. And again, this is our steering track. We have subtropical high to its north right now, really pushing it off to the west at a pretty good rate as that high has strengthened. One trough here, another trough here. So we're going to watch both of these guys. This one's come east, and this will be our reinforcing one that's eventually going to kick Igor off to the northwest and north. So you can see they're poised here, right here, one after another to eventually move Igor off to the northwest and north. And again, intensity models, a lot of them still grouped up into that major hurricane area here. If you look at the GFDL, though, GFDL not as excited anymore, really pumping the system up to a large hurricane. So we'll really have to see. Again, intensity forecasting is tough, and we'll really have to see how strong this system gets. There is potential for it to be pretty large and powerful. But then again, there's that potential for it not to really get that strong, just to become maybe a 1 or a 2 category hurricane. So again, we'll have to see there. So here's the GFS now. We're going to go to the GFS and the Euro. They haven't changed much the last few days at all, probably the last 2 to 3 days. Again, here we are about 7 days out. This is towards the end of next week, next Friday night. And here it is north of the islands, getting ready to make that move up to the northwest and then north. And then here we go. Basically tracks it right over Bermuda. And then now this kind of track could get it close to New Brunswick. I mean, sorry, here we go. Me messing up on my Canadian terms. Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. It could get it pretty close to them on this kind of track. Again, Euro model basically the same as the GFS, just bringing it a little farther east. And look, here's Julia possibly to its east. The GFS has kind of lost Julia, or maybe even Carl, just depending on what 92L does. And then here's the Euro model actually having Carl or Julia. This would be Invest 92L track this way, and then develop here and move across the Yucatan and then into the Bay of Campeche. So we'll have to watch that one as well. I'll show you 92L in a moment here. And then here we go. And this is about 9 days out again, making that turn east of Bermuda, and then just like that. So there you go with the GFS and the Euro. Been pretty consistent on that. Okay, so let's go on to 92L. 92L getting more convection this morning. What we don't have with this system right now is a low-level spin, and that's what we need for these systems to develop. So convection looking better, but we still need a spin. If you saw ASCAT last night, really nothing going on as far as spin out here. Shear looks great, and this is what the little concern is with this system. Warm waters, low shear, disturbance. All we need is a low-level spin. If this thing could start spinning, this thing could start blowing up in a hurry, and that's what the concern is, and that's why we have to watch this system as it does track west-northwest, because the concern is it could really start getting itself together in the Western Caribbean here, and you know we have Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Yucatan, so got to watch this system carefully in the next couple days. If we're looking at the vorticity here, low-level vorticity 850, not bad. I mean, it's getting there. It just needs to get some spin going with it. I believe if this could get some spin going with it, we could really see this system take off. So got to watch that one carefully. And as far as the tracks go, global models overall, GFS has kind of lost it. Euro is still on board. A couple of the other models not really on board. But here's the overall track of some of the early run models and some of our friends like the GFDL. Here's the HWRF sneaking up this way. I don't see this going north at all. This is west-northwest. This is pretty much the track it's going to take, whether it goes a little farther south, whether it comes up a little farther north. But I believe this is definitely the track it's going to take. So again, Jamaica, yeah, look, watch it the next couple days. Got to watch this carefully. Cayman Islands, sure. Watch it. So this is the areas that really have to watch it the next few days to see if something really starts to spin up here. And here's that GFDL for 92L, and you can see it really pumps the system up to a pretty formidable hurricane in the Western Caribbean, and then moves it over the Yucatan Peninsula. So that's again one of the concerns here, that it could really start getting going if it could get some spin to it. So we'll be watching 92L over the next couple days. Igor, again, still really no concerns for the United States at this moment. And we'll have to watch that for a few days, see if any track changes. Again, main concern is how far west and east it goes to Bermuda, and then will there be effects on our Canadian friends down the road. And again, the bigger picture, you can see Invest 92L. Here's Igor. You can see big blow up of convection last overnight, and then it kind of waned a little bit this morning. And then our next system moving off the coast here, this could become Julia or Carl, depending on what Invest 92L does. I mean, who will get the next name quicker here? We'll have to see. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Again, it's as everybody knows, it's September 11th today, and our thoughts and prayers are with the families affected by September 11th. It means a lot to me this day. I will have another update for you guys tomorrow morning. You all have a good day, and stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for your latest weather information.